Okay. Right. So we have seen concatenation, replication, replication. We have also seen indexing. We have also seen slicing. Now what we are going to see is uh, how to use. We'll see how to use or using um, strings or in loops. Just give me a minute. हेलो हाँ कॉल करते हैं आधे घंटे में क्लास कर रहे हैं okay so we'll see using strings in loops जिसको technically हम लोग we also call it string traversal which means accessing characters of the string one by one. Accessing characters of the string one by one. Okay. Right. So how we can use strings in a loop and which in other words is known as a string traversal. That means accessing elements or the characters of the string one by one. So this strings in the loop headers can be used in two ways. Okay. So we'll write strings in loop headers for traversal. For traversal means one time you are extracting one element and then displaying it or doing some other work. ठीक है? So one by one visiting all the characters of the string. That is another way of expressing this string traversal. So strings in loop headers for traversal can be used in two ways. Okay, so first one is, let's say you have one string here, s is equals to uh, s is equals to, and you have given input in which the user will enter one string. Let's say the user gives hello. Okay, now अगर इसको लूप में यूज करके वन बाय वन इफ यू हैव टू एक्सट्रैक्ट स्ट्रिंग्स, ठीक है, this characters, that process will be known as, or visiting each of the places to see what are the different characters present at each index position, or extracting them for your usage in your program. That process is known as traversal. The traversal can be done in two ways, string traversal. First one is you write for I in a range. We know that different index positions are like ये तुम्हारा 0 है, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. ठीक है? So you have to iterate from 0 to 4. So we can use 0 to 4 if we know the string is hello itself or कोई भी 5-letter string. But if we don't know, then what can be used here? देखो पहला तो पता है कि द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर विल बी एट द इंडेक्स पोजीशन 0. What will be the last character? Do we know what string the user will give? Here though I have taken an example hello, so I have shown here 4. Okay, but can we say the last position that will be accessed will be 4, which is nothing but 4 is nothing but we say that 4 is nothing but len of s minus 1. ठीक है, लेन ऑफ एस निकालोगे तो हेलो में 5 आएगा -1. सो लास्ट इंडेक्स कैरेक्टर, ठीक है, अगर तुम्हें बताना है तो तुम्हें लेन से रिलेट करना पड़ेगा. यू विल हैव टू रिलेट विथ लेन. सो इफ यू राइट लेन ऑफ एस -1 विच विल बी 4, तब ये 0 से 3 जाएगा. ठीक है, सो इन ऑर्डर टू include len of s -1, so you will have to go one extra, len of s -1 plus 1. So last character if you want to include in this range, last index position, you will have to simply write len of s. जब len of s लिखेंगे तभी ना उससे एक one before it or one less than this value which will be len of s -1 will be included. ठीक है, so इसीलिए we'll start from 0 first index and last index will be len of s -1. In order to include this, we will have to go one extra, which will be nothing but len of s. Okay, and then first time this will be 0 to 4. Now if you have to print the character one by one on different line, then you will write print that particular index position को element को display करो. So display the element at that particular index or character at that particular index position. So you write I. We know that this will be 0 to 4 in case of if the input is hello. ठीक है, so first time I will this will generate a list from 0 1 2 3 4. From this list first time I will take 0, s0 will be h. Next time it will go 1, it will be picked up from this list generated by range, I will become 1, s1 will be printed in the next line which will be e. इस तरह करके s2 s3 s4, ठीक है, and finally that will be the last character, then the loop will exit. So have we not visited each of the positions and extracted one element from there and then used it? So that is why this process of visiting each of the element and doing some work with that particular character, okay, visiting each of the index position and then taking that character at that index position in that string, okay, and using it in the body, this process is known as traversal, string traversal. तो ये बताओ कि इसमें how we have used that this string for traversal in loop header using range, ठीक है, index position के basis पे, and then we are writing si, s0, s1, s2. I will be varying from 0 to the len of s minus 1 तक, including both, ठीक है, 0 and that index position. इस तरह करके you will visit each of the index positions and will use up and do whatever is required in the body with each of the characters. ये process समझ में आया? Is it clear? Let me know. बताना. Okay, कितना प्रियंका, अजय?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Now we have seen that this is the first way. The second way of traversal is you will use same होगा, s is equals to input, let's say यहाँ भी तुमने in में hello ही दिया, user provided hello, and then in the loop header this time, instead of using range, that is extraction based on the index position, you will directly write for I in range, not range, you will directly write the identifier of the string, ठीक है, s, and then you will print I. Now what is the difference between the first approach and the second approach is when you write s, ठीक है, so I'll write here in comments or somewhere below. If a string itself is used in the loop header for traversal, then the list generated, देखो यहां भी लिस्ट जनरेट होता था, रेंज जनरेट करता था, बट यहां पे जो लूप हेडर में होगा लिस्ट जनरेटेड विल बी ऑफ individual characters individual characters of the string. ठीक है, दैट मीन्स यहां पे जो तुम्हारा लिस्ट जनरेट हुआ था दैट लिस्ट वॉज लाइक दिस. इफ हेलो अगर होता है इनपुट तो 0 1 2 3 4, पर यहां अगर तुमने डायरेक्ट s लिख दिया विच इज स्ट्रिंग, then the list that will be generated here will be string h, string e, string l, again string l, and string o. Okay, now each time, अब हमें पता है कि वॉट एवर इज द लिस्ट जनरेटेड आई टेक्स वन वैल्यू ईच टाइम इन ईच इटरेशन. पहली बार ओ लेगा, फिर बॉडी में जाएगा, सेकेंड टाइम आई विल बी टेकन देन बॉडी में जाएगा. हियर sorry, one will be taken then body, it will go inside the body, then third time two will be taken. इसी तरह यहाँ पे now as the list contains strings or the characters of the string, so पहली बार वो I में H आएगा, I will become H, फिर वो H use होगा, then E will be used up, L will be used up in the body. इस तरह करते करते every time I will now get, ठीक है, each of the characters of the string and not the index positions. ठीक है, इसीलिए याद रखना when you are using range you will use si, and when you are using directly string then you will directly use I to print the characters or use up the characters. Okay, so that is it. ठीक है, तो ये बताओ कि ये दोनों अप्रोच में डिफरेंस समझ में आया कि हियर you are using or iterating or traversal is being done on the basis of index positions, and here the traversal is being done on the basis of directly the characters of the string. देखो सबको देख के बताओ कि these are the two ways. रिवर लेट मी नो, फिर आगे बढ़ूंगा मैं. ओके, ठीक है. नाउ ये भी हम लोग समझ गए. Now one property that we will study is just a minute. Strings are immutable. Strings are immutable. What do we mean by that? So immutable means It means once defined, or you can say assigned, the original value or string in this case string cannot be changed or altered. So what do we exactly mean by this? Next page में देखो. Let's say you have example है इसका. You have one string s is equals to hello. So when you do this, what will happen? In one of the memory locations, a memory block will be reserved, और उसमें hello will be put up. Okay, and internally, let's say okay. This is one entire memory unit. और उस memory units में I have drawn these compartments to indicate different index positions. ठीक है, पर ये single memory unit है. So मान लो इसमें you have HELLO. ठीक है. Okay, and this is a single memory unit. Memory. Take. Now, once you have declared, so this will be known as, this memory unit will be named as S, or is S may identified by S, and in this single memory block, you can imagine there has compartments have been made, just like one bogie of the train has many compartments. Bogie is only one, that may be called A1, A2, B1, B2, whatever, S1, S2, S3, S10. So one single train bogie has been divided into different compartments, but memory unit is one, and each of the compartments has some passengers or some values. So string के case में, let's say this one is the 0th compartment, first, second, third, fourth. Okay. Now what we mean by immutability is, once you have defined it and once it has been assigned, in each compartment have been filled, it is not possible to explicitly or by any means, it is generally not possible to change the contents of this entire memory unit, and that means in other words, no compartment can be replaced with any other value. ठीक है? So entire memory unit का जो snapshot है, this will remain for all the time as long as this memory unit is existing in the you can say RAM during the execution of the program. तो जब तक ये प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, प्रोग्राम यूज में है, till that time you cannot alter the contents of the string memory, or memory location where string is residing, उसके कंटेंट को चेंज नहीं किया जा सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you know that कि each of the characters को अगर print करना हो, अगर h प्रिंट करना हो तो क्या करेंगे? What will you do if you have to print h? बताओ। बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, यू शुड नॉट टेक मच टाइम। S0, ठीक है। तो इफ यू कैन एक्सेस इट बाय S0, कैन वी डू समथिंग लाइक S0 पे जो कंटेंट है उसको H के जगह ओवरराइट इट विद G, ठीक है। तो दैट मीन्स अगर ये चेंज अलाउ करता पूरा मेमोरी यूनिट and thereby allowing modifications on each of the compartment, तो क्या हो जाता? It would have been possible to replace any of the index positions using this type of assignment expression by using indexing, ठीक है। But by using indexing you cannot modify the string, ठीक है। तो remember, so I'll use this note: by using indexing and assignment operator, string and its individual characters cannot be modified। हाँ, वही बता रहा हूं मैं। In other words, we can say they are as they are immutable, as strings are immutable। So this will result in error। देख लेते हैं। Now if you try doing S0 is equals to G, तो क्या लिख रहा है? String object does not support item assignment। That means assignment operator use करके, using assignment operator you cannot modify a string and its contents। So this is the reason why string is not here। That means using assignment operator you cannot modify a string or update a string once defined, ठीक है। But people often confuse with this। एक क्वेश्चन है, is the following not an example of string reassignment? देखो, let's say the code is s is equals to hello, and then you will write s is equals to cat। Have you not changed the string hello with cat? So is it not then? If you do this, does your program give error? Let us check. And then s is equals to right. पर यहाँ तो अलाउ कर दिया. Once earlier s was assigned with hello, now s is assigned with cat. So how is it possible that once defined hello, s was we were able to change the value at s having hello with cat if string is immutable? यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? In earlier example we saw कि string के अंदर modification was not possible. But then what is this? S was assigned hello, then S was overwritten with cat. Is it not the violation of the immutability feature or characteristic of string? किसी को याद है? Anyone remembers? पलक? किसी को नहीं याद है? सौरभ? Yeah, we are redirecting the string. Correct. इस केस में देखो क्या हो रहा है. इस केस में the original memory unit where hello was stored, the string hello was stored by using indexing. Okay. Cat is recently, हाँ तो नहीं होना चाहिए. देखो कीर्तना समझो ये क्या बोल रहे हो, what I'm saying. In this memory unit, hello was assigned to one of the particular memory units of the computer. So let us analyze this. Line number 1 के execution से क्या होगा? A memory block will be selected. उसमें hello will be put up. ठीक है? And that will be named as S. ठीक है? उसको हम लोग S बोलेंगे. Right? But when you write again assignment operator, जब indexing use नहीं करते हैं, if you are not using indexing and directly using the whole identifier, in that case what happens? As soon as a entire new string is encountered, a new memory block is selected, and in that new memory block, that entire new string is put up. Okay, and that memory block itself remains what you say is unaffected. होगा क्या? This binding of S with the original memory location where first string was established, that binding is removed, and that label is now assigned to different memory unit having a new string used with assignment operator. So याद रखो in Python में whenever you are using equal to sign, it will always create a new memory unit for storing the value. जो पहले वाला बना वो बन ही जाता है. That cannot be changed. However, if you try to get inside the old memory unit and then change it, S0 बोलोगे तब तो that means कि जिसमें hello है उसके अंदर में घुस के कंपार्टमेंट के कंटेंट्स को चेंज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. But here, because within the same memory unit, once a string is defined, you cannot change. Therefore, this will result in error. However, if you are using without indexing, ठीक है, directly s के लिख के यूज कर रहे हो, उस केस में entire new string is there, so entirely new memory location will be allocated. That new string will be put up there, and that labeling will be disassociated with the original memory unit from the original memory unit and will be redirected to the new memory unit. Therefore, here has this previous original string hello been modified? नहीं, हम लोग उसको टच ही नहीं किए. It was just the thing that the association of S or the binding of the identifier S was removed and redirected to the new memory location. But उसको कोई टच नहीं किया. Therefore this was not changed and this always remained as hello. ठीक है, इसीलिए हम लोग ये बोल रहे हैं कि this is not a violation of the feature of immutability. ठीक है, so याद रखना, when we try to modify the string when you are using indexing, when you are not using indexing and we are using directly the entire identifier, in that case you are always creating a new variable in a new memory location. ठीक है, therefore in that case we cannot say that there is a concept of mutability and immutability because you are creating a new entirely new space with a new value. ठीक है, so remember, यहां पे मैं लिख देता हूं कहीं रफ में, remember if indexing and assignment used together then change not allowed in strings as immutable, as they are immutable. However, if the identifier is used with assignment operator without indexing, then a new string is created with identifier reassignment or redirection. From original string to new string to new string. ठीक है, ये देखो कंसेप्ट और बताओ कि ये how strings are mutable, immutable, and why the second case is not an example, not a violation of immutable property, but rather a new string is being created at a new memory location with identifier reassignment from our original string to the new string without any more change in the original string. ठीक है, is not a violation of the feature or property of immutability of strings. ये जो दो चीज है, mutability, immutability and not a violation, क्या ये दोनों समझ में आया? Are these two things clear to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
कौन है? अभिषेक? Abhishek, you have joined?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Starting से हो sir.
अच्छा, स्टार्टिंग से हो, गुड, ठीक है, राइट. सो ये हम लोग म्यूटेबिलिटी और इम्यूटेबिलिटी भी समझ गए हैं. सो अगर ये स्ट्रिंग म्यूटेबल होता तो क्या होता? जब इंडेक्सिंग यूज करके s0 इक्वल्स टू g करते and then you have printed, if you had printed print s, it would have given the output as jello, वो hello की जगह jello टाइप का कुछ देता, ठीक है। पर क्योंकि नहीं होता है, because string objects don't support this item reassignment or new value assignment, therefore we know that it is immutable. Okay, remember also remember that all numeric types are immutable. न्यूमरिक टाइप्स में कौन कौन हो गया, वो जो स्ट्रिंग, ये इंटीजर, फ्लोट, ठीक है, दे आर इम्यूटेबल। इसका मतलब क्या है, इसका मतलब ये है कि इफ यू राइट a इज इक्वल टू 10, दैट मीन्स बैकग्राउंड में क्या होगा, 10 वैल्यू बनेगा, उसके अंदर जाएगा, a memory identifier a will be associated with it for the purpose of identification in which memory block that variable has been created with value 10, ठीक है। and there is no mechanism कि अब इस लोकेशन पे 10 आ गया है तो उसको चेंज करने का, ठीक है। that means again if you write a is equals to 20, so इस केस में क्या होगा, this a won't be changed because once this 10 has been created, which is an integer value, this memory location, updation of this memory location is not possible. इसीलिए Python will be forced to create a new memory location, ठीक है, new memory location create होगा with value 20, ठीक है, and this a will be redirected to the new memory location and original 10 जहां था that will lose its लेबलिंग ऑफ और एसोसिएशन विथ ए। इसको अगर देखना है तो लेट्स से कि दिस मेमोरी ब्लॉक जो कंप्यूटर का 1000th मेमोरी ब्लॉक है, द नंबर ऑफ दिस ब्लॉक इज लेट्स से 1000 एंड देन दिस सेकंड रैंडमली सेलेक्टेड ब्लॉक इज 5000। तो इसीलिए जब a इज इक्वल टू 10 बनाओगे तो 1000 मेमोरी इसका एड्रेस रहेगा, ठीक है। एड्रेस बाय एड्रेस आई मीन कि मान लो कि 5 GB रैम है तो रैम का ब्लॉक नंबर 1, ब्लॉक नंबर 2, ब्लॉक नंबर 3 विल बी हैविंग 1 2 3 एड्रेसिंग, उस तरह करके। सो यू कैन चेक दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ लॉजिकल एड्रेसिंग यूजिंग आईडी फंक्शन, ठीक है। तो दैट मीन्स अगर a को a इक्वल टू 20 कर दिए और a का देखोगे कि इन विच रूम नंबर और विच मेमोरी ब्लॉक a इज करेंटली एसोसिएटेड, तो ये 5000 दिखाएगा। लेकिन पूछोगे कि 10 किस में है तो 10 देखोगे 1000 में ही रहेगा, because this 10 will not be updated, वो जहां था वहीं बैठ जाएगा because it is immutable, ठीक है। can be verified with id function। id function देखो, अगर ये म्यूटेबल होता दैट मीन्स द सेम वैल्यू if we would have been able to remove this 10 integer and overwrite it with 20, then we could have said कि this 10 allows overwriting, but 10 integer है, वो एक मेमोरी लोकेशन में बैठ गया तो this 10 cannot be updated। अब नया वैल्यू डालोगे तो न्यू मेमोरी लोकेशन में न्यू वैल्यू क्रिएट होगा, बिकॉज 10 being or integer values being immutable won't allow any change in its state। वो बन के बैठ गया किसी मेमोरी लोकेशन में तो बैठ गया, वो मिटेगा नहीं फिर, as long as the program is under execution। इसको हम लोग वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं। देखो let's say we are writing a is equals to 10, ठीक है। अब हम लोग पूछेंगे कि what is the identification or the address of the memory block to which label a is attached। देखोगे this is some value, ठीक है। ये मेमोरी ब्लॉक उस इतने नंबर के मेमोरी ब्लॉक में मान लो लॉजिकल एड्रेस है में वो रैम में बैठा हुआ है। नाउ यू कैन ऑल्सो आस्क इट इन अनदर वे, टेल मी कि इन विच मेमोरी ब्लॉक इज द वैल्यू 10 रिसाइडिंग। तुम देखोगे दोनों सेम आ रहा है. व्हाई? Because name A is attached to that memory location ending with 24 and also the value 10 is residing in the memory location ending with 24. ठीक है, तो हम लोग श्योर हैं कि जो अभी वैल्यू 10 है वो A मेमोरी लोकेशन जो जिसके उसका जो उस ब्लॉक का जो नेमिंग है वो A से है एंड दे आर बोथ एसोसिएटेड विद द सेम मेमोरी ब्लॉक. A भी उसी रूम पे अटैच्ड है लेबल एंड 10 is also residing in the same room. However, if you now change to A is equals to 20, क्या होगा? Now if I print ID of 10, क्या अगर ये इम्यूटेबल होता तो वही प्लेस पे जाके रिमूव हो जाता, 10 20 बन जाता. ठीक है, सेम मेमोरी लोकेशन में जाके उसको निकाल के फेंक देता एंड दैट प्लेस 10 वुड हैव बीन ओवर रिटन. सो 20 का अगर मेमोरी देखते तुम कि 20 किस मेमोरी ब्लॉक पे है, तो अगर इम्यूटेबल होता और उसको इरेज करके ओवरराइट हो जाता तो 10 का भी जो एड्रेस है 20 का भी एड्रेस ये 24 वाला ही आता. पर नाउ चेक, देख रहे हो ये दूसरा एड्रेस मिल गया उसको. ठीक है, अब देखोगे ए भी डायरेक्शन चेंज कर लिया है अपना, तो ए का भी देखोगे वो 20 वाले के साथ ही अटैच्ड होगा. ठीक है, लेकिन इफ यू आस्क इट कि नॉट टेल मी वेयर इज 10 देयर, इज देयर एनीवेयर 10 रिसाइडिंग, तो 10 का अगर वैल्यू देखोगे, इफ यू सी द वैल्यू ऑफ 10, 10 ने अपना जगह नहीं छोड़ा, 10 इज स्टिल देयर एट द मेमोरी लोकेशन 24. तो ये प्रूफ करता है, दिस प्रूव्स दैट this integer values are immutable. So once it is defined, it will occupy a memory block and it will continue to be there in the memory block as long as your system is running. ठीक है, and the moment you reassign it, ठीक है, तो इसमें हुआ क्या, इसमें what happened, ये लाइन में क्या हो गया समझ लो इसको, 2 मिनट्स में हम लोग समझ लेते हैं. A was attached to this memory location having this 2 4 2 2 and ending with 24. ये मेमोरी ब्लॉक में 10 था. The moment you did this, what happened was कि new memory location was created. This bonding was the binding was erased or destroyed, and this A was redirected to the new memory location. ठीक है, वो new memory location पे redirect हो गया. And then in this new memory location A came and इस A का address then वो ending with 44 वाला आ गया. So now after doing this, if you check कि at which memory location 20 residing, so you will see that 44 वाला आया. At which A is associated with which memory location, you again got 44 because of reassignment. But if you ask at which location is the value integer value 10 residing, you will see that it still is there in 24 because it could not be destroyed, as this type of value 10, which is integer, is immutable, and once it occupies a place, it won't allow and it will resist any change in the or a modification in its current whatever you say is magnitude or what status. ठीक है, so this proves कि this is they are immutable. मैंने बहुत डिटेल में जाके समझा दिया है so that you are comfortable with this concept. ठीक है, so ये बताओ ये क्लियर है या नहीं है? कि how integers and strings are immutable. This I have shown for integers being immutable, strings के लिए भी सेम है. ठीक है, always remember assignment only creates a new memory location and redirection of this happens, labeling, that is identifier. बट अगर कोई वैल्यू इम्यूटेबल है तो वो खुद चेंज नहीं होगा, न्यू क्रिएट कर सकते हो अलग लोकेशन पे, बट इट इटसेल्फ रेजिस्ट एनी चेंज इन इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, maybe you won't find this sort of analysis and discussion in books, but for the sake of clarity ताकि भूलो नहीं, I have gone into this much of detail. ठीक है, अजय, understood? समझ में आया? ठीक है, चलो. So Okay. Yes. So we have seen this कि अभी तक के हिसाब से हमने देखा है all numeric types, that is float, integers and sequence types का strings are immutable. Now we are done with the discussion of string types. We'll start with the discussion of another member of the family of sequence, that is lists, in next class, that is tomorrow. ठीक है, तो पहले हम लोग जनरल डिस्कशन कर लेंगे. What my plan is कि first we will discuss all the members of the family of the sequence. That is, we have discussed the characteristics and features of the strings. We will discuss the features of the what you say is lists, then tuples, and then we will together see all the programmings of from each of the members. ठीक है, related to strings, related to tuples, related to lists. First of all, it is necessary to understand कि how the members are similar in nature and how they are different also. हम लोग दोनों चीज समझेंगे पहले, उसके बाद we will come to the programming part. ठीक है, चलो let me just one minute stop the recording.